I fly the Airbus 320, 321 as a first officer based out of JFK. And my career as a pilot began when I was 13 years old. That's when I first took my first flying lesson. But my interest for aviation started when I was 7 years old, when my parents and we moved from Chile and to the United States. So my first exposure to an airplane was that very first flight that brought me to the US. And I got to meet the pilots. I went into the flight deck, saw the buttons and the lights, and that was the moment for me that sparked my interest in aviation. The journey has been incredible. I'm very fortunate to be able to fly for a living. It's changing. There's currently 5% of women around the world that are airline pilots. When we start to look at different demographics as Hispanic pilots or people of color, the numbers just get smaller and smaller. So there has been more of an awareness in terms of an educational campaigns out in the industry that really encourage people to become pilots or even mechanics or have other careers in the aviation industry. But we have a lot more work to do in volunteering and being out there and putting, this advocacy to making changes in the industry and encouraging our women and other minorities to be a part of the industry, letting them know that they're included, they're welcomed, and that they belong in our industry. I do hope that the advocacy and work that I have done inspires future generation of aviators. For this award, I didn't know I was nominated, and it really came as a shock because it's almost like having imposter syndrome, where it's like you just continuously do this work. Like I started this diversity and inclusion work when I was 13 years old, right, as a teenager, but it didn't even have a name back in the days. It was just advocacy, encouragement of minorities into the industry. And I'm really humbled to even be nominated for such an award, but even more humbled to be here among so many different people that have made sacrifices and instrumental changes in the industry. And my big purpose in life is to leave the industry a better place than I found it. And being able to be that person to encourage, to mentor, to even sponsor people to come into this industry is a monumental task that I take really seriously, and I look forward to continue to do this.